This video covers the replacement of the main water tank that sits at the rear of the main cabin. As you can see by the pictures, we didn't really start off with very much to work with. As you'll see as we go on, the place was full of floodwater that was coming down from the main deck through a leaky navigation light, and by the looks of the tank it had been sitting in a puddle of water, maybe 4 or 5 inches deep for years and years. The tank itself was very porous and full of holes, so we decided it wasn't worth repairing. We were just going to take it out and change it for a new plastic water tank with all new plumbing. So the videos that follow are just going to cover some of the things that we did to achieve that.
Right, Andy, what are you doing?
Well, today we're working in the well where the new water tank's going to sit. But we had a lot of water in here when we first opened it up. A combination of, we had a porous water tank, and we also had water coming in, of all places, through one of the navigation lights up top, but it was running down the inside of the hull, across the floor, under the bed, and dropping into this well. Now I decided before I was going to put in the new water tank that I wanted to see what was underneath this floor, and it's sealed. We can only get access at other parts of the boat, but we can't find out what's going on under here. So I decided to cut with a hole saw a couple of little bungs just out of the floor, and it's probably as well we did, because I've found that I've got about 3 inches of water sitting underneath the floor here. Now I'm going to leave these open. The new water tank's going to sit forward of where my hand is, so we'll always be able to see if we're gathering water down under here. But if I give the boat a little shake, I know that the light's not great under here, but you'll maybe be able to see that, yeah, we do have water in there, but it's not very deep, so it's not a great deal to get it out of there. And I'm going to drill one on both sides. We've got a strengthening rib, runs right underneath this part of the boat all the way up. It's probably, the best way to describe it would be like a 3-inch pipe, and it's glassed in just to give the keel a bit of strength. So once we get this done, we'll dry it out, and over time it'll completely dry up. Hopefully this isn't too noisy. I've got my shop vac running now. I'm just going to have a wee hoover out of this well that the water tank sits in, and we'll see what we've got at the bottom of it. That's one side dried out. I'm not too sure whether I'm going to have the capacity in the shop vac to get the other side, but we'll give it a go. Well, that'll be an all. That's us full. I'm going to have to go and empty it. I thought I would give you an idea of how much liquid we're pulling out from underneath the floor. I reckon I've got about 10 litres in my aquavac here, and I've still got a fair bit to go. Once I've got that out, we're going to be installing a 60 litre water tank into it. We've decided to go with flexible 15mm piping that you would use in a normal house, and it's all going to be push fit connections. We're going to be running it all over the boat. Swim platform at the back, it's got a wee shower on it, the main bathroom and the kitchen, they're all going to be getting new fittings put on. So better crack on and get on with it. That's me now removed all the water from under the floor in the water tank compartment, and I reckon I pulled out somewhere in the region of 15 to 20 litres. It'll probably take a couple of days for that to dry out. The weather we're getting at the moment is quite good, so it shouldn't take long. But this is going to stay open so as I can inspect it in the future. But seeing as we've prevented any more water from coming in for the top down, I think we should be okay from now on. That's it. I can now get on with installing my new water tank, which is sitting here. I'll just try and get a little bit of light on it. That's going to be going in to the hole that I'm sitting in just now. I'm now almost at the stage of installing the tank into the well. I fitted a couple of bits of timber into the base of it to allow me to use ratchet straps to hold it down into the well and stop it moving around. I'm going to measure up and install the push fit fittings into the tank itself, and I'll let you see that once I'm ready to put them in. One of the reasons that I've decided to use fittings like this rather than the fittings that came with the tank is if anything goes wrong with them, we should be able to go to just about any large DIY store and pick up a brand new fitting for it. It's all going to be 15mm push fit that you would install into your normal house. It's all flexi piping. It's quite rigid, but it should be able to bend round corners and stuff like that. One of the downsides of this tank is, as you may be able to see, the edges of it are actually rounded, which if I look down side on, it's going to stop me from installing the fitting right down at the bottom. But I can install a sort of right angled straw on the inside of the tank, and it'll allow me to get a little bit more depth down inside it, so as I can use up more of my water as it comes down, the level starts to drop. I've now installed both of the fittings into the side of the tank, and I've drilled through for the tank filler that you can see just up at the top here. They're 15mm push fit, so if we ever need to take them back out, there's no spanners or anything involved in that. And I've got it in there. You can see the problems I was having just with the shape of the tank and obviously the size of these fittings. I wasn't able to get the air valve put in at the top, but it should be close enough that it's going to let plenty of air back out as I'm filling the tank. And as you can see, the size of the actual filler pipe is going to be quite large, so if I'm filling it from a normal garden hose, it should be fine. I've now got the tank into its final install position and strapped down just using a couple of ratchet straps. The outlet is in the top left and the air vent is right in front of me at the very end of the tank. The water inlet is going to be up there right at the end. I'm going to have to raise the level of the double bed just because the tank here is a little bit taller than the old one that I'd taken out, but I'm using lay flat hose as an inlet pipe. It's going to be a wee bit easier just to run the route through over there into the corner and then up onto the deck, but the pressure of the water coming down will open the hose up as it goes, and it shouldn't be a problem filling the tank up from there. Today I'm going to start installing all of the new pipe work and getting the plumbing system up and running. As you can see, we're using standard push fit 15mm fittings. We've got right angle bends, I've got T-pieces, we've got straight couplers, and we've got a big bag of pipe inserts. You can see that to convert a standard whale pump, the push fit fittings will not go onto them and make a decent seal, so you just got to use a little bit of the old boats pipe work, and you just push that on, a couple of Jubilee clips, and it seems to make quite a good seal. So with doing that, I'm able to convert it from the old system into the new push fit fittings.
In the next video, I'll be running some of the pipe work around the boat to connect all the systems up.